Hello students, today we are going to study about gymnosperms, which is an important part of plant kingdom. So the word gymnosperms is composed of two Greek words. Gymnos means naked and sperma means seed. So naked seed, that means they are not enclosed by ovules before or after fertilization, not enclosed by ovules before or after fertilization. So they are known as naked seeded plants. They are known as naked seeded plants, and these are evergreen. These are evergreen, perennial, woody. These are evergreen, perennial, woody plants, and they can be found in the form of shrubs, middle or tall-sized plants. Tall-sized shrubs, middle or tall-sized plants, and the example is giant redwood tree. Example is giant redwood tree. The name is sequoia. What is the name? Sequoia. Sequoia. Sequoia, which is the one of the tallest tree, which is one of the tallest tree, around 100-meter tall. It is 100-meter tall. So the bryophytes and pteridophytes, they have free living existence. So bryophytes and pteridophytes, they have free living existence, but the gymnosperms don't have free living existence. They don't have free living existence. That's the basic difference here. And gymnosperms are not free living existence, and they are found and they remain inside the sporangia. They remain inside the sporangia, and this sporangia is retained, on the sporophytes. They are found inside the sporangia and which are retained on the sporophytes. Where they are mainly found? They are mainly found in the colder parts of northern hemisphere, and they form their extensive forests. They are found in the colder parts of northern hemisphere, and they form extensive forests there. Now let us discuss about economic importance, about their economic importance. Branches of gymnosperms, they are used as fuel wood. Branches of gymnosperms are used as fuel wood, and they provide soft wood for construction, plywood, and paper industry. So they provide softwood for construction, plywood, and paper industry. Ephedrine, which is obtained from ephedra. Ephedrine is an antibiotic. Ephedrine, an antibiotic obtained from ephedra. This is used for curing respiratory diseases such as asthma. So, what is the economic importance of gymnosperms? Branches of gymnosperms used as fuel wood, provide softwood for construction, plywood, and paper industry. Ephedrine, which is an antibiotic obtained from ephedra, is used for curing respiratory diseases like asthma. The main plant body, or the dominant phase, main plant body or the dominant phase is here the sporophyte. Here is the sporophyte, and it is well differentiated. Into roots, stems, and leaves. They generally have tap roots. And these tap roots anchor plant into soil. These tap roots anchor plant into soil. The stems may be branched or unbranched. Branched in the case of Pinus and Cedrus. Branched in the case of Pinus and Cedrus. And unbranched in the case of Cycas. Unbranched in the case of Cycas. Leaves may be pinnate. Leaves may be pinnate, like Cycas, or needle-shaped, like Pinus. They generally have tap roots. The stems may be branched in the case of Pinus and Cedrus, or unbranched in the case of Cycas. Leaves may be pinnate or needle-shaped. Pinnate in the case of Cycas, needle-shaped in the case of Pinus. Roots of Pinus, they have symbiotic association in the form of mycorrhiza. With whom? With fungi. Roots of Pinus have symbiotic association with fungus. They have symbiotic association with fungus. Roots of Pinus have symbiotic association with fungus in the form of mycorrhiza. Specialized roots of Cycas called coralloid roots. Specialized roots of Cycas known as coralloid roots. They are associated with nitrogen fixing bacteria like Nostoc and Anabaena. So roots of Pinus have fungal association. They have fungal association in the form of mycorrhiza. That means they have a symbiotic association with fungus in the form of mycorrhiza. A specialized root of Cycas known as coralloid roots. They are associated with nitrogen fixing bacteria like Nostoc and Anabaena. Vascular tissues that is xylem and phloem, they are arranged into vascular bundles. Vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem, they are arranged into vascular bundles. Let's concentrate on reproduction now. Gymnosperms are heterosporous. That means they have haploid microspores and haploid megaspores. They have haploid microspores and haploid megaspores. That means they are heterosporous. The male cone or male strobili these have microsporophylls. These have microsporophylls, and these microsporophylls bear microsporangia, and these microsporangia produce microspores, and these microspores form the reduced gametophyte pollen grain. Pollen grain is the reduced gametophyte. Pollen grain produces only 2 gametes and only one remains functional. So male cone or male strobili has microsporophylls which bear microsporangia. Microsporangia produces microspores. Microspores produce microspores. The microspores further develop into pollen grains, which is the reduced gametophyte, and each pollen grain produces 2 gametes and one of them remains functional, other non-functional. Now female cone or female strobili or strobili, they have megasporophylls. They have megasporophylls, and these megasporophylls bear megasporangia, and the megasporangia has megaspore mother cell, which undergoes meiosis. Megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis and forms 4 haploid spores. Three of them degenerate, and one haploid spores develops into female gametophyte, and this female gametophyte bears 2 or more archegonia, and archegonia is the female sex organ. So female cone or female strobili, it bears megasporophylls. These megasporophylls have megasporangia. They bear megasporangia, and these megasporangia have megaspore mother cells. The megaspore mother cell undergoes meiosis and forms 4 haploid spores. 3 of them degenerate. One haploid spore forms the female gametophyte, and this female gametophyte bears 2 or more archegonia. Archegonia is the female sex organ. So this archegonia, which is the female sex organ, it produces female gamete. What is the name of the female gamete? It's egg cell. It produces egg cell. Now pollen grains carried by air currents, they reach with the help of pollen tube. They reach archegonia, which is in the ovule. So pollen grains carried by air currents with the help of pollen tube reach archegonia, which is in the ovule. And naturally fertilization takes place. Fertilization occurs. Zygote is formed, and zygote now produces embryos. Ovule develops into seeds, but seeds are not covered. They are naked seeds. But these seeds contain food-laden endosperm, which is the food-laden tissue. They produce. So ovules contain Ovules develop into seed, not cuttings. Ovules develop into seeds, and these seeds are not covered. And these seeds contain endosperm, which is the food-laden tissue. And it provides, endosperm provides nourishment for growth of seedling, nourishment for the growth of seedling at the time of seed formation. So endosperm provides nourishment for growth of seedling at the time of seed formation. So plants may be monoecious. Both sexes present on same plant, or they may be dioecious. Both sexes present on different plants. So monoecious, the example is Pinus, and the example of dioecious is Cycas, Pinus and Cycas. Now let us make a figure. So this is seed, this is long shoot, this is known as dwarf shoot, long shoot, dwarf shoot, and these are the seeds. And this is the example of ginkgo, which is a gymno, ginkgo, which is a gymnosperm. Gymnosperm. So this is the figure. This is the figure of. So we have seeds here. We have here the shoot. Two shoots are different. The long shoot and the dwarf one, small ones. So we have come to the end of the topic gymnosperms. We will deal with angiosperms in the next video. So if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe it and do like and share my videos.